Alright, we're back with another product announcement video, this time from MSI. This is a sponsored video which does give us the proper time to walk you through their range of new laptops. I'm actually pretty excited about these, in particular the completely redesigned Stealth. MSI was super clear that they've been watching our videos and have addressed several of the things we brought up last year. Anyway, today we're only going to go over the highlights of each of these new and upgraded laptops. We'll be following up with full, in-depth reviews dropping around, I'd say, late January onwards. So get subscribed with the notification bell on for those, and of course, as full reviews on this channel, those videos will not be sponsored.
Let's first talk about MSI's consumer laptops. If you've seen our previous reviews, you might know that MSI's 16-inch Prestige from last year was lightweight, but we felt it got too warm with its powerful Arrow Lake H chip. Well, as Josh said, MSI was quick to point out they heard us and have put in a vapor chamber cooler. For their new offerings, the 14-inch and 16-inch versions have been completely redesigned with a new chassis and with Intel's newest Panther Lake CPUs. They will come in a 2-in-1 form factor called the Flip and in a traditional clamshell. All 4 versions are meant to be very thin. The chassis is only 14mm thick with a taper down to 12 in the front. It tapers to a rounded edge, which means it won't cut into your wrists. They're also very lightweight. The 14-inch is less than 3 pounds, which is 20% lighter than last year's. For their CPUs, they are going to be offered with the Core Ultra 7, 9, X7, and X9 processor from Panther Lake. The X7 and X9 chips are the ones with strong integrated graphics competing with the 4050. This is super interesting, as you might be able to get decent FPS in light to medium titles on what is going to be a very compact laptop, especially for the 14-inch. For all of the models, they are implementing the earlier mentioned vapor chamber cooling solution and quieter fans. This gives us a lot of hope for minimizing annoyances like heat and fan noise, especially since Panther Lake chips are also supposed to be more efficient than Arrow Lake, likely creating less heat in the first place. For performance, Intel says that we should expect Arrow Lake H-level results at Lunar Lake efficiency, which is a bold claim. If true, it means you get strong performance and strong battery life. Previously, with Windows laptops, you kind of had to pick one. Some other new features that will be implemented are 1. A larger mechanical touchpad with new gesture support like volume and brightness control, scrubbing through a video, and moving between web pages. The gestures are also customizable if you want to change them. The touchpad is 16% bigger on the 14-inch and a whopping 53% bigger on the 16-inch. 2. The 16-inch versions will all have a vibrant 2.8K OLED panel with a variable refresh rate from 48 to 120 Hz. The 14-inch versions will come with a full HD 1920 by 1200 OLED panel that refreshes at 60 Hz. We've found lower resolution displays can significantly help battery life. All of these panels are supposed to cover 100% of the P3 color gamut, which should be great for professional color work. 3. Back on battery life, all of the laptops come with a large 81 watt-hour battery. MSI's Prestige line has had great battery life over the past couple years, so we are hopeful we see even better here. Lastly, the laptops have Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6.0, a very nice upgrade that will future-proof your purchase. Now, let's talk about the new Flips specifically, as they look pretty cool this year. Unlike other 2-in-1s where the pen has to be carried around separately or magnetized to the side of the chassis and can easily fall off, their new MSI Nano Pen actually slots in at the bottom of the laptop between the rubber feet in a small groove. It charges via pogo pins and can charge as quickly as 13 seconds for 45 minutes of use. Very neat. As the person who actually uses 2-in-1s in the office, I'm pretty excited to try them out. The last Prestige they announced is a favorite of mine, the 13-inch, and it appears quite similar to prior years. This is definitely not a bad thing, as I already like this laptop quite a bit. It weighs less than 2 pounds, has a high-resolution 2.8K OLED screen, and 1.7mm of key travel on the keyboard. For a small laptop, that is going to feel luxurious. I think it's going to be the perfect laptop for me to take to coffee stores and write poetry on. Considering my current daily driver is the OmniBook Aero, I think this one is going to feel more premium. Now let's talk about their gaming laptop announcements, starting with the Stealth 16. The new Stealth is even slimmer than before and weighs less than 2 kilos. That is light for a gaming laptop. The Stealth now has a bigger trackpad, and Seth was very grateful for the removal of the tiny number pad. Both should make it more comfortable to use. This year, it's going to be updated with a Panther Lake 300H processor, and they are increasing the wattage of the GPU by 20 watts. Huge upgrade. 125 watts for a higher-tier GPU like the 5070 Ti is much more compelling than the 105 watts from before. It's not as much for a 5080 or 5090, but we likely wouldn't recommend those SKUs anyway, as this is a thinner chassis that wouldn't be able to maximize their performance. The 5060 and 5070 versions are now fed 115 watts. They say the increased wattage is made possible by their improved cooling solution with more airflow. It looks like there is no hot air blowing out of your mouse hand, which is nice. It seems like it's going to exhaust out the back, the bottom, and a vent at the top of the keyboard. The new Stealth also features a 2560 by 1600 OLED screen that refreshes at 240 Hz. It has dual DDR5 RAM slots and 2 SSD slots for future upgrades, Wi-Fi 7, a 4-zone RGB keyboard, and a good selection of ports. The Ethernet port is especially nice considering its thinner build. Even when we were talking with them, they kept mentioning things like, hey, this is fixed like you asked for in your video, which was so cool. They even moved the power cord over to the left side and moved it further back. We love a brand that takes challenging feedback and addresses it. This is actually one of the laptops we're really excited about from CES, so make sure you're subscribed to catch the full review when it drops. We'll make sure to prioritize it. Next, we'll talk about the Raider 16 Max HX. It offers more power in a slimmer chassis than last year, up to 300 watts up from last year's 240, which is a nice improvement. They are allocating the full 175 watts to the 5080 or 5090 GPU and 125 watts to the Intel 200HX CPU, which should result in top-tier gaming performance. Outside of GPU tasks, they are upping the wattage for the CPU to 200 watts. Another positive is that they're utilizing phase-change thermal compound. Liquid metal is still in use in the industry and is starting to fall out of favor with gamers who worry about its longevity. This is because it is prone to leak with rougher handling of your laptop. MSI is avoiding the issue altogether here if this concerns you. Speaking of maintenance, one of the really cool things about this new Raider is that you can access both storage and memory slots super easily from a panel in the back. This means you only have to unscrew 2 screws to do basic upgrades. The Wi-Fi card probably won't need to be replaced anytime soon, as it includes Wi-Fi 7. Their cooling solution has also been improved this year with a new 3-fan intake 5-vent exhaust system. We were a little worried about the vents blowing hot air onto your mouse hand, but MSI informed us that most of the exhaust will come out of the 3 vents facing the back. As far as aesthetics go, the Raider has a customizable light bar on the front, per key RGB, and up to a 240 Hz OLED screen. There is also a 240 Hz IPS panel option, so make sure to pick whichever one suits your needs better.
Hey guys, it's Josh. I just wanted to jump in and show you something pretty cool because these new MSI laptops, they do actually have curved front edges. Some of these thicker gaming laptops, and these aren't the thickest, but across the board, they do tend to bite into your wrist. So I'm really glad to see that MSI has implemented both a curved front edge on the Raider and also on the Stealth.
The last gaming laptop they went over is the Crosshair 16 Max. Like almost all the laptops so far, it is now a bit thinner than the prior gen and is feeding its components more power. It has a 200 watt total and up to 140 watts during CPU-only tasks. It will support a lower-tier 50 series GPU like the 5060 or 5070 and feed at 115 watts. It also comes with an Intel 200HX processor. The additional wattage they are able to feed it is once again thanks to an improved cooling solution, including that phase-change thermal compound. Another positive on this one is that it offers 2 SSD slots, one of which is PCIe Gen 5. Which ones are you the most excited for? Leave a comment and let us know so that we can make sure to review that one when it comes out. Stay tuned for more CES coverage this week by subscribing with the notification bell on. Until next time, I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day.